So, going back to the Wins family, I guess I should start detailing these stories a lot more. Whereas we, as students, had to pay for supplies in that fucking disgusting, rapey school district, Charlotte Wentz would go to Deshays on her lunch break sometimes. Deshays! And how much you want to bet Straub and the school district paid for those lunches, only for her to bitch about her food not being cooked fast enough. Honestly, it's one thing for students to have to bring in, here's the required list. Each of us bring a pack of tissues or a box of tissues. That way we have tissues for the whole class all year. You need your own coloring pencils, yes. Granted, she was already gone by high school, I think. But we had to pay for lab supplies if they were accidentally broken. Those faucets were from hell in the remodel of the science wing they did. Shauna Voyers. I told you the story about Shauna Voyers. Jack and Janet West, Homeland Security, were our neighbors in their swimming pool. Anyway, they suspected Shauna Voyers was a lesbian. I don't give a damn what they put on paper for termination. She couldn't stand their rapey fucking politics either. But anyway, students suffering having to pay for lab supplies that were accidentally broken and such because of pieces of shit like Charlotte Wentz going to Deshays on the taxpayer dollar. The cafeteria's right down the hall, bitch. You're just as capable as we are as eating this garbage. Just because you're the sheriff's wife doesn't mean shit. Shauna Voyers was the only instructor in Mason County High School that took the money right out of her own purse to pay for lab supplies if they accidentally got broken. Lisa Grannis was the biggest bitch ever about it. I'm not paying for that stuff. And believe me, Lisa Grannis hated Shauna Voyers. Mocked her and made fun of her every chance she could. Christy Campbell didn't like her either. Coach Boone ignored her as often as he could. But Shauna Voyers was the best instructor at that goddamn school. And she's a good person, albeit a little out there. Her and Marty, they're good people. But as I said, I'm going to get an answer about OVFD, even if it kills me. Especially with their members slicing into me. Especially with the Crawfords now helping run the show. And them not wanting their goddamn disgusting shit narked on. Yeah, Governor Patton pardoned him for cannabis, but only cannabis. Or him, anyway. So, their home smelling like an apothecary and their admission of firearms, and Kim Racer taking their resources while limiting my firearm right? Have fun explaining that one. Honest. When I went to visit them one Sunday afternoon, we were getting closer, and she's like, come visit us. You know where we live. You can find it. It's not that difficult. I thought, I've lived in this area my whole life, and I'd get lost walking out the front door. Their house smelled like an apothecary, and Eric's beagle had cancer and was starting to decompose. Sorry for the smell. Dog has cancer. Yeah, I know all about them. We keep our animals alive as long as they'll live, too. They're babies. Your home smells like an apothecary. So after all the shit they've put me through, do they let you all have guns? Sure we do. Well, my family are bastards, just FYI. So you all taking money from Foxwood Wood and Estill and donating resources to Chemraiser? who then signed off on my firearms prohibition thing because they took messages out of context, acting like they were afraid. Boo fucking who. Take 'em. I don't need 'em. I don't know how many opportunities of threat to life they had made against me. It was nothing more than a shit show. And I'm going to tell you about Mike and Kim Razor soliciting sex in a heartbeat. How long did Beth Burden live after Kim Razor's courtroom appearance? That is why Beth Burden wanted me to go to court with her. I couldn't afford to do it at that point in time. Oh well. The proof of it? Somebody already did something with her Facebook. And they pretty much made me delete mine, so whatever. You've been posting too much shit on there that people are questioning, get rid of it. Delete. If I'm going to tell somebody with a gun no, Lisa Williams told me to never tell them no. That's the whole reason they forced me into getting social media. Bitchery before tea, my favorite time of day. Boil, boil, blah, blah, in trouble. Hurry up, tea kettle. And that's just how I roll. Yes, I tell the tea kettle to hurry up and boil the water. It's nobody's business how I survive my trauma just because they find it odd or disagree with it. Especially with idiots like Dr. Positek saying that the medications that work are too dangerous. Let me tell you about how dangerous Seroquel was, along with showing the male Primary Plus employee nudes, including my brother-in-law. That Polaroid my sister took of him when they lived at the apartment in Lexington. Oh well. Oh, they didn't think I knew about any of those things, did they? I know everything, especially when my sister was a fucking fall-down drunk by junior year of high school, sophomore or junior year. I know everything. Don't ever let Dad get to you. Where in the fuck have you been? Oh, that's right, getting drunk with Kevin. Let me tell you about Kevin. Like a teddy bear. A tarantula teddy bear. Pretty sure Officer Pollitt's fairly hairy as well, if he's still with the force, but something tells me after he shot at that Fleming County deputy, he's no longer with MPD. So huge thank you to Patrick and Kim Razor for creating this disgusting situation. Kim Razor should have followed due process protocol. Some of those things taken out of context that I didn't even personally post on social media were in response to me being raped by Mr. Boggs' associates and them failing to take a statement. So let me go into Bob Tribby and MCDC, my uncle representing them, and the goddamn pornography being produced from inmate footage. Oh well, right? Oh well. They're entitled to do those things. They're important people. Or shall I describe Bobby Gollenstein's home in more detail and being there when Kay took her last breath? They want to claim I have no ties to their community. I was there when Kay Wood took her last breath. Tara Hester wasn't. Oh, but Tara and Kay, such little buddies. I wonder why. Tara Hester with her underage cherry vodka on Paul and Laura's farm. Something tells me Fred and Betty wouldn't really buy her alcohol, but you never know. The Grey Goose purchase for that night was also from MPD. The drugs that those kids had, pretty sure they were imported. I didn't partake. Alcohol was bad enough. Chris Hopper taking me off into the sunset to help me piss so I didn't fall. Oh, what a gentleman. Not tonight, dear. They all probably thought I was so wasted I couldn't remember anything. But let me tell you a few of the tricks that you do so that alcohol doesn't get absorbed the way it should. That's why all my friends downtown, normally, unless I needed to cut loose, how in the hell are you still so sober? Oh, I don't know. I guess it's one of God's mysteries. Yes, the cute little tricks that the underhanded ones use. I gotta go to the bathroom for a minute. Water pill kicked in. Well, it won't absorb into my... I'm not going to tell the cool little tricks. Are you sure you're okay? You've had at least 4 or 5 of those. I'm walking a straight line, aren't I? I guess I can open the curtains and turn the lights off. When a new day has come. I cleaned this and put a light in it and plugged it in. First time I've ever seen it lit up. Isn't it cool? That's one of my favorite paperweights. Sorry, spasms. That's one of my favorite paperweights. Oh, well, Alexis looks like it's still in one piece. Doesn't look like anybody's robbed us tonight. Oh, I see the neighbors have a new vehicle. Another one. I think they flip cars. It's a good business to go into, especially if you have an eye for them. There's some auto auction thing that's like literally I could walk to it from here. I checked the oil in the Lexus yesterday. I need to get it changed before it gets wintertime. It was turning dark, and it was just below the little notch that says it's full. Then again, it's probably been about a year since I've had it changed. I never drive anywhere. I hate going anywhere. I'd never leave my house. It's pretty much agoraphobia. I can't stand to be around people in my home, but I can't stand to leave it either. They're like, get help. There's mental help for that. Yeah, Believe me, I've done cognitive behavioral therapy, psycho-talk therapy, all kinds of fun stuff, medication therapy. My response to the trauma I experienced in Mason County after law enforcement were threatening to kill me and causing property damage. My mother, every day, starting from 3:30 to at least 5, normally 5:30 to 6, was at my sister's. Then she would come home and go down to Carmoose. She worked there as a janitor, then helped me get on later. So she was gone for at least 6 hours out of every day for quite some time. She blamed all that property damage on me, and I wonder why the cops, insisted that's how it was. You saw the heavy shit I was talking about, drug sales and rape out of their departments. They came in and they threatened me. I tried to report that too, only to be called a liar, and my word limited by mental health. Oh well. So I don't know why they're crying now because of this. They need to get over it. They're the ones who always needed to get over it. I'm gay. I always have been. I always will be. Shall I show you the scars and the skull fractures again that Fox Woodward Nestle lied about? Shall I tell you more about John Nestle accepting a blowjob? Forced blowjob, in my memory, or Stockton Wood getting off on my face when Donald was doing that disgusting porn. What story should I tell to help rectify this bullshit created by them? I'd like my medical records amended to notate the accurate diagnosis, because like I said, I've had it up to here with the gaslighting. Almost every symptom could be explained by a TBI, and that's something that those sick pieces of shit should have notified me about, especially with imaging, my admissions in their offices. So thank God I started requesting records. Carrie Twyman, Byron Westerfield, Kelly Cole, all kinds of doctors involved in helping cover it up. Well, your knees are probably just baker's cysts. Kelly Cole. My knees are probably my mother shaking me like a dead primate infant. Domestic violence. My driver's license is valid. It wasn't for a while because of cop dick pic and drugs from Brown County. But guess what? That started surfacing in the news too, didn't it? Would you like to see some of the dick pics? I've had it up to here with their shit. I'm not above the law. I never claimed that I was. At the same time, I'm not going to allow what happened to me happened to other kids. I was drugged and raped under 12 years old. Granted, I'm 36 now, but you know what? It still happens. So let me tell you about Brown County. Mr. Swearingen and his ties to Hamilton County Courthouse. Mr. Flower and Mr. Anderson being a little too handsy at times with their victims. And the heroin out of that shit? Tell that little prosecutor lady in Brown County I can't wait to talk about it. and the drugs out of their office. Like I said, I expect that entrapment shit shredded. I'm not dropping $100,000 just for them to expunge it. Oh no, that was entrapment. And no, Brown County officers, I do not like being touched. I'm a rape survivor, domestic violence survivor. All the while, people in your facility being hung or hanging themselves. Oh well.